Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Mindful Play Summit. Today, we have the opportunity to speak with Jennie Abbot. She's the founder and director of Harmony Kids Yoga and Mindfulness Company, the creator of Yoga Break for classrooms, Harmony at Home Kits, various parenting and educational workshops, and the Mind Peaceful Play Game for kids. She's a registered yoga teacher and registered children's yoga teacher with the Canadian Yoga Alliance, teaching over 10,000 children to date. Jennie is the co-creator of the Harmony 95-hour registered children's yoga teacher training program through the International Yoga Alliance. Jennie's offerings of workshops for parents and educators in partnership with the Institute of Child Psychology. Jennie is also a Color Me Yoga children's yoga teacher graduate, Rainbow Kids Yoga certified instructor with specialties in yoga for special needs, safe autonomy, and children and trauma-informed yoga for children and youth through Yoga Ed. In addition, Jennie has taken mindfulness training through Dr. Dan Siegel, author and the executive director of the Mindsight Institution and mindfulness-based stress reduction training with the Center of Mindfulness. Jennie has worked with children, families, government, nonprofit organizations, and educators for over 20 years, sharing her passion of bringing happiness and peace into the lives of children through yoga and mindfulness. Thanks so much for watching. Jennie, welcome. I'm really excited that you're here today. And I just wanted to spend a little bit of time, if you can let us know who you are and what got you into this beautiful line of work that you do.
Sure, thank you. Hi, my name is Jennie Abbot. I'm the founder of Harmony Kids Yoga and Mindfulness Company. Started it 8 years ago. I've always worked with kids ever since I was 11 years old. I was a dance teacher for kids, and I've always been really drawn to supporting kids with anxiety or other special needs. What got me started with doing yoga and mindfulness for kids was actually my own daughter. She was 7 years old at the time that I was taking adult yoga teacher training, and she started having really, really significant anxiety around going to school and being at school. So I started trying to use the tools I had learned for adults to translate for a 7-year-old, and quickly figured out that I didn't want to teach adults. Specifically, I wanted to focus on kids. So I just developed a program and took lots of kids trainings as well, and trainings for kids with special needs, trauma-informed yoga for youth and children, and just built up my skill set, and went out and volunteered and developed a program with the support of teachers in my own kids' schools, and really made sure that the program that I was offering was going to really support kids and all of their needs, and support teachers too. So that's how Harmony Kids Yoga began.
Yay! The world needs more of you, Jennie. So I wanted to just tap in a little bit. You have such a beautiful, flowers behind you. You've got your spring get up together. I love all the bright colors. Now, you've come up with a little bit of a, cozy corner, or, a mindful corner. So if you could just let us know what that looks like for you.
Sure. So I created a mindful corner concept because I wanted to make offering yoga and mindfulness for kids easy for adults. So easy for parents or teachers or counselors or whoever wants to set it up. It can be set up in an actual physical corner, like I have here with these little kind of cabinet dividers with the different items in them. It's good for kids 2 to 18 years old, but just to make it so that it's set up and it's in the forefront of their, mind, so that they know and they can remember to go and use those tools to help self-regulate and calm down and manage big emotions. So I have it set up here with the different props, and you can also, some people just use a basket. So they'll have a basket with a few tools, and their child will go and get the basket and then use what they need just to calm down when they're feeling upset. So
I love that. I want to come hang out in your cozy little corner.
Great.
I like how you brought in different textiles too, right? So it's like more three-dimensional, and it gives different age groups different things to look at too. So I absolutely adore that.
Yeah, and it's really important that whenever we're offering these kind of tools to kids, that we introduce them beforehand. So we introduce them when they're, really, their mood is really level, and they're really regulated, and they're really, primed for making those connections in the brain with, okay, this tool is for breathing, and this is how I feel with it. And then that way it's easy for the adult, because the child can just go and use those tools when they're upset, and they'll already know what to do, and they'll know what feeling they're aiming to get to. So introducing them ahead of time will set you up for success. And then really a lot of parents tell me, and teachers too, that kids will know when they need them, and they'll tell the adult, like, I need to go breathe right now. And then they'll walk over to the corner, they'll grab the breathing ball, and they'll just breathe. Even I have a preschool teacher that told me that a 4-year-old boy in her class who's nonverbal and autistic will go and do that. Just he would get, dysregulated, and he just goes over, picks up the breathing ball, and just stands there and breathes. So kids know what to do, and they want to use these tools. They just need to have access to them and know how to use them. So it just makes parenting and teaching a lot. It takes that off of your shoulders. So
I love that. Well, it's interesting because sometimes I see educators or certain centers set up, or certain programs set up where they have all these resources, but the children can't touch them. So I love that it's integrated, like you say, is like a living toolkit in your corner, so that they know, because like you say, children know what they need. If they need to breathe, they know. And if you're giving them a tool, that enriches that. So absolutely love that. So do you want to get into a couple of these activities and just share what are some of your favorites and go-tos?
Yeah, I would love to. So I wanted to show you a few things that you can do specifically for kids that are feeling anxious. So we want to really recognize that that anxious feeling has an energy with it, right? Just like when we're excited, we have an excited energy. When we're anxious, we have an anxious energy. And that energy can feel really overwhelming for adults and for kids. And it can make us feel quite trapped, right? So when that fight or flight is going on in the brain, where that's what's happening, is we're either, frozen, or it's just a really kind of, can be a really negative energy feeling to be sitting in. So what we want to do is use movement and breathing and those strategies to get that, to move that energy up and out. So when we think about a child that's really, really anxious, if they're sitting there and they're really closed off, to ask them to just go straight into breathing in that moment may not necessarily be the right thing. So I'm just going to give you a few different tools that you can use depending on the child and the situation, or yourself. If you're leading this with a whole class, I would definitely recommend start with the movement I'm going to show you, because just getting things moving is so good for our brain and our body, and it's doing so many things for our whole system. And then you can bring it in with the breathing, and then they'll be ready to focus and learn and be really hopefully a lot calmer, and just feel more relaxed after that. So the first one is a shakeout. And the shakeout is to move that energy out of the body. It is a really good way to move trauma from the body and all of that. So we're going to do a little shakeout now. So everything I'm going to show you, I'm just going to get the music ready, is just a little brief snippet. And then the Mindful Corner wall kit that is my gift to you, to all the educators who are attending, outlines all of these tools and more. So you'll be able to have a little kind of visual reminder. I don't know if you can see it on the wall. There's the shakeout is at the top there, and then there's some breathing ones on that sign there. But that's just to make a visual for the kids to go like, okay, what do I need? And they can pick, which one. If it's the shakeout, then they'll do it. So
awesome. Right. And below on your speaker page here, underneath our interview, will be all the links. So our listeners will be able to find that free download and also be able to find you as well. So that's great.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to stand up and show you the shakeout, but I'll do a shorter one.
And am I okay to shake out in my chair?
You can shake out in your chair. That's what's great about it. Yeah, we want to make sure that it works for kids of all abilities, so you can do it in your chair. All right. So we're going to start with our hands. Just shake them out. And then your arms. And your shoulders. Okay, now pick one foot and shake it. And then the other one. And then get that whole leg shaking if you can. Okay, if you're standing, you can shake your hips, or you can just shake your shoulders if you're seated. And then your belly, shake your belly. Okay, and now your head. anything that you could shake.
Jennie, I could hang out with you all day.
Okay, so now we've got that energy moved up. Now we want to bring it in. So we're going to do rainbow breath. So you can bring your hands in front of your heart. Breathe in and reach your arms up. Breathe out and make a rainbow all the way down. Do 3 more of those. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, breathe in. Reach and breathe out. We'll finish with some self-compression. So just tell the kids, give yourself a hug and a swipe. So we're trying to now just come back to calming the system. Okay? And one more rainbow breath to finish off this part. Breathe in, reach your arms up. Big breath up. Okay, so then we would sit down and we can do move to breathing. So there's a few kinds of breathing we're going to do. What we're doing is we're teaching counted breath. It is the most beneficial breath for kids with anxiety or adults, anybody, especially in the moment where they're experiencing it, because it's a way of controlling the breath and lengthening the inhalation and exhalation, which totally calms the nervous system. So 2 ways to do this. The first is without a prop. And so we'll do elevator breath. So we put one hand on the bottom, one hand on the top. If you work with younger kids, you're going to keep both the hands facing up. If you work with older kids, we're going to turn the hands. So I'll do the turning the hands version. So 5 and under, just keep the hands facing up. So we're going to breathe in and go to the first floor of the elevator. And then we're going to turn our hands, breathe out and go back down. Then we're going to breathe in and go to the second floor. Turn, breathe out and back down. And then we're going to breathe into the third floor. And breathe out and down. We'll just go to the fourth floor today. Breathe into the fourth floor. And breathe out and down. Back to the third floor. And breathe out. Inhale back to the second floor. And exhale down. And last to the first floor. And breathe out and back down. So with older kids, you could go really, really high, like up to the 8th floor, 10th floor. And with younger ones, just keep it lower because, of course, our lung capacity is smaller when we're younger. And so that is doing a counted breath for anxiety. Really great after you move that energy out to bring it back in and refocus the breath. If you want to use a prop, this is a really inexpensive prop you can make. It's included in the Mindful Corner wall kit. It's on a sign and it's called a breathing stick. So you can make this really easily yourself. It's 2 pipe cleaners and 8 beads. And so each of the beads represents 1 breath. So we're still doing that extended breathing because we're sliding the beads along the breathing stick. So you can lead your class in like a breathing break with it up at the front, or you can have all the kids in your class make one and then they pull it out of their desk and then you use it as a brain break. They're great because you can't really break them. And they're easy to make and really cost effective. So you take the first bead, you take a big breath in as you slide it to the other side. And then you breathe out. Second one, breathe in. And breathe out. Third one, breathe in. And breathe out. We'll do one last one. Fourth, breathe in. And breathe out. And so you would keep going till you go all the way to 8.
So fun.
So this is a great thing to have in a mindful corner because they can pick it up and use it whenever they need it. So that is same idea of counted breath, great for anxiety with a prop. And then the elevator breathing was without a prop. So I know some teachers that do elevator breathing with their kids when they're lined up. They find it works really well. So we all line up and then we do, maybe 3 elevator breaths and then we go where we're going to go. So just a really great way to use breathing to help transition and to help the kids to focus and bring that really calm energy in to your class. So the last little part for helping kids with anxiety, once we've done a little movement, a little breathing, is a relaxation. And a relaxation can be like 2 minutes long. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be done seated in the desk with their forehead on their hands stacked like this and their head down, or they can do it lying down if you have space and time. And I use a relaxation storybook just because it's easier for you. So if you have this in your mindful corner, then that would be something that one child could lead another. They could go with a partner, or you can lead your whole class by just reading it and having them do it as a group. It's really great for parents to use with their child before bed. And it's a really nice way to connect. So I know there's a lot of apps out there. Apps are great for older kids who want to be more independent about working on, finding that relaxation on their own. They tend to enjoy that more, which can be a good thing, because then it's a strategy they can use when their parent or teacher isn't available. But for younger kids, they really do need that guidance and that connection. So reading a little relaxation story is great. So this one I have on my website. It's Imaginations, Relaxation Stories, and Meditations for Kids. And it's all just very like nature-based and really accessible for kids of all beliefs and ages. So I would recommend that you finish, if you're trying to help bring the energy down in your class, you finish with something like this. So I'll read a little one now. It's my favorite. It's called Your Bubble. I like to call it Your Magic Bubble. And it's a really beautiful, just mindful awareness relaxation time. So if you would like, you can close your eyes. See if I can put on some very calm music.
Jennie, we got to hang out more, girl. I'm just soaking it all in. After the call, I'm going to be all ready for it.
I do too.
Yeah, a little relaxation.
Especially right now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
This is always good, but especially right now with everything going on. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes and imagine you have a bottle of bubble soap. And imagine that you open up the lid and you take out a magic bubble wand. Now imagine that you begin to blow a bubble using your breathing. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And your bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it is so big that it gently wraps around you, and now you're inside your very own bubble. Look and see what color is your bubble. Notice what sounds you hear inside your bubble. What does it smell like? Feel how safe you are inside your very own bubble world. Nothing can bother you here. Breathing deeply. And then when you are ready, you can imagine that you take your finger and you gently poke at your bubble until it pops. And the air slowly leaves your bubble and you begin to see the room around you. And remember, anytime you are scared, just imagine yourself back in your own safe bubble. And you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Move your head a little side to side. And then open your beautiful eyes back up.
I love that story. I'm going to go check out that book resource on your website for sure. I love that it's simple. It offers that creative imagination piece, but it's not complicated. So they're just they can be in that moment. So thank you for sharing all of those. I absolutely, and I love playing along, right? Because it's like, if I can feel that sensation or that relief, I also get the benefits as an educator practicing these strategies or these, toolkit items. So
Yes,
thank you
exactly.
for that.
Kids need that. Like, they need to see that not only do you believe it will help them, but that you have felt the benefit yourself. It really helps them to connect with you on this level, and it just makes them so happy. They want to share this with you, and so it's great for the educator too. Everybody feels good.
My favorite, which I talk about all the time, is my starfish, right? It's like, if they see me and then all of a sudden I see them starfishing, so I can recognize, they need that moment of just sinking in and letting the ground. And we could be anywhere, out in the park, wherever. And all of a sudden you just have 8 little starfishes all around. Yeah. So thank you for sharing those. Now, as we wrap up, if there was one thing that you wanted to leave our listeners with today as that piece of advice, bringing it all together, what would that look like?
It would be, take care of yourself first. If you want to support the kids in your life with anxiety, take care of yourself first. They need to see that in you, and you can't support them if you aren't supporting yourself. So it's easier said than done. I know. I'm a parent and a kids yoga teacher as well, and educator. But the days when I am rushed and harried and trying to impart this on kids, it never goes as well as the days when I have first, just taken 2 minutes to breathe so that I can really offer. So yeah, take care of yourself first.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jennie, for coming on and speaking with us today, and for your generous gift for that toolkit. So we'll have all the links below. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.